So I've decided to change going for nuclear path out to nuked out to just path to nuclear, because I figured it'd be easier just to start with something not quite as difficult as a nuked out. And I still haven't gotten nuclear yet. I've come close like 3 or 4 times. I think I have 4 brutal medals. 3 or 4, so I've gotten close quite a few times. Well, I mean, not quite a few, but I've gotten close a good number of times to where I should have had it. But I think I died to bullcrap like a couple of times. One time I died to a death machine, and I think the guy pre-fired. Another time I died to, let's see, what was the one time? I just wasn't paying attention to where they were spawning and stuff, and I think I just was overthinking, and it just caused me to die because somebody spawned behind me and killed me on Hijacked, which is why I'm playing now. So that's what I'm going to do. And I think I'm not going to post every single game of me attempting to get a nuclear. I'm just going to post like the better games where I get really close, or you know, just a good gun streak or something like that, 15, 20, 25 kills. And then of course when I finally get the nuclear, I'll post that as well. I think I'm going to go in between domination and demolition, and both those games can go for a really long time. So again, what I'm going to do is with this game, or just like I did with this game, I'm just going to post kind of more of the highlights of the game and cut out some of the more boring parts, because before I edited this video that you're watching now, it was like 10 or 11 minutes. It was pretty long. So I don't want to do long commentaries like that either, and I don't think a lot of people like watching longer commentaries. They seem to drag on sometimes. So I'm going to try and keep it under like 7 minutes. 6 is my ideal. That's what I like to post, 5 or 6 minutes, depending on what it is. But for this, I think 5 or 6 minutes is good. And that should be good to just highlight, you know, the gun streaks and stuff like that. As you guys, well, I mean, at one point in this video, you'll see that I switched to an unsilenced MSMC, and that's like when it really gets good. I think they really messed up the SMG since the patch, because with the silencer, they're just horrendous. It's so frustrating that they nerf them that bad. So I think, you know, this is kind of my ideal picture of what I'm actually going to get. I think I'm going to be using an unsilenced MSMC or a silenced AN94, and I want to say it's going to be on the map Cargo, just because it's always kind of struck me as a map I'm going to get it on. That or Hijacked. Hijacked, though, I have a tendency to camp in their boat on the first and second level, and that's not really something, it's not really interesting to watch. First of all, I want to be rushing around. It's kind of hard for me to rush around on Hijacked. So, you know, I think it's either going to be Cargo or Standoff, one or the other, that I finally get the nuclear on. And then once I get nuclear, then I'll probably move back to getting, working on getting a nuked out. But hopefully they buff the SMGs with the silencer a little bit, because they suck right now. I don't know what else to say about it. I just wish they wouldn't nerf it. I kind of liked how they were at now. Matter of fact, I think if anything, they should just buff every single gun, because every single gun to me seems weak. But I guess that's just from playing Infinity Ward games and stuff. It seems like you can kill a lot easier. So they just need to buff everything and not nerf really anything. But some things should be buffed more than others, and I think you guys can understand where I'm going with that. But somebody asked me earlier on Twitter what I like to post, and I had to think about that for kind of a second. I like posting high death, yeah, I love posting that. I like posting high kill, low death games, and but those are like the hardest thing for me to get, unless I do it in like combat training, which I don't know if you guys were as entertained by that video I posted yesterday of the 131-2 combat training, like public combat training. I mean, yes, you are still fighting some humans, but the bots just kind of, you know, I don't know, I don't really know if that's that interesting to watch. So those are what I kind of like to post, but in straight up public matches, and I don't get games like that often, because I'm just constantly going against people with diamond SMGs, and they just seem to know where I'm at, ghost or not. I mean, I've shot a silenced gun before, and people just flock to me. It's like, the silenced gun is louder than footsteps, which, I mean, that might be realistic, but I don't think that's how it should be in a game where sound is a big issue. I mean, that's kind of what the silencer's for, to keep you off the radar, to keep you from people knowing where you're at anywhere on the map at any given time. That and ghosts, and I've had people kill me. I don't understand how they know I'm there, but I've had ghosts, the silencer, like pretty much every single cloaking device except dead silence, because you don't really need that in this game. The footsteps are just horribly quiet, but you know, I've had all that stuff, and I've had so many times where people just know where I'm at. They just jump around the corner, start shooting and pre-firing stuff, and they should absolutely have no way of knowing where I'm at. And yes, you're gonna say like VSAT or something. No, they didn't have a VSAT up, and I might have even had a counter UAV up a couple of times, so I just don't understand how that works out. But whatever, I guess that's this game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking for the next Infinity Ward game. You guys can all call me crazy, but I'm an Infinity Ward man. Winfinity for life. And I know they have some issues with some of their older games, but for me, the pros to those games outweigh the bad. Like I can stand Dead Man's Hand, and I can stand Final Stand, and all that sort of thing. I can stand quick scoping. The only thing I couldn't really stand Infinity Ward game. I wish I could talk right now, but the only thing I can't really stand in an Infinity Ward game is the noob tubes and Modern Warfare 2. And I mean everything else, yeah, it is annoying, but I can deal with it. With this, you know, you got lag and just unbearable lag, really. Even if you're host, you're lagging. And then you have silenced SMGs that pretty much don't do anything. Now you have overpowered shotguns. I mean, that's the stuff I can't really stand in the game. Everything else, I could. I think Infinity Ward had their shotguns right. Their snipers were pretty alright. I think sniping is actually easier in this game, but actually this game's wrapping up really fast, guys. So I'll try and finish this commentary in a future video. If you liked the video, like it. If you didn't, dislike it, and I'm out later.